Seeing a lot of smiling faces here. That's good. Hope you guys are having a good Monday. I know you're used to seeing Justin introduce all the sessions, but I thought I'd come say hi because I missed you guys, So welcome back to Max Mondays. We appreciate you guys all coming. We have our friends from the Enhance Lab joining us again today. So we're going to do some cool mindfulness and some physical kind of activities. So I will let the experts walk you through all that. So I'll let them take it away and introduce themselves.
Awesome. So yeah, it's going to be me and Bri tonight. And I think we have some new stuff and some of the old stuff as well. So that's really exciting. And yeah, so I'll just get started here. I got a little PowerPoint that we'll share with you. Oops, let me should have started that. So that's us. So a little bit about what we're doing today. So we'll be doing some mindfulness practices. And that can really include a lot of different things. And I know a lot of you are super experts now. We've done this so many times, but it really just comes to focusing on ourselves, focusing on how our body feels, how our mind feels at times. So that can include things like being kind to ourselves and also meditating, which we'll be doing a little bit of that today. Then we also have the importance of mindfulness. As you guys can all know from our previous sessions, mindfulness really helps us with some of the stress that comes with sports at times or things that are going on. So it helps us to be calm and relaxed. It's also really important for us to practice mindfulness because it helps us with our health. So it's been shown to lower some stress, help us sleep better, and lowering our blood pressure as well. So I know a big one from a lot of you that I've heard before is that it kind of helps us with getting to bed or feeling tired. Or I remember people sharing that it helps with kind of just getting nice and easy and resting for bed. So those are the things that we want from all of the sessions. So yeah, so let me just try and, so there we go. Yeah, so we'll do a little bit, a few different activities today, but Bri will start off with a little bit of a discussion around physical activity. We'll do our practices, and then I'll also follow up with just a few kind of check-in questions with everyone. So that'll be kind of nice. So I'm just gonna do this, and then I'll let Bri kind of take over.
Okay, thanks, Hansel. Welcome, everybody. I feel like we've been doing this, or I've been doing this now for a few times. I know Hansel's a veteran at this stuff, but it's nice to log on and see people that I recognize. And sometimes, yeah, Carla, I see you. How's it going? It's also great because I follow the account on Twitter, and it's really, oh, Kayla there too. It's really great to see some of you guys posting through the Special Olympics. I saw somebody was talking about work and introduce their friends. So that was really beautiful. Keep that up. I like seeing that. So I thought that before we jumped into some movements, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a mindful movement practice. But before we get into that, I wanted to have a quick discussion about physical activity. So my first question is, and maybe we can use the chat first, and then we'll see how that goes, and then maybe we'll do some unmuting. But my first question is, how do you guys remain active?
And Bri, I think we can also just read off the chats.
Perfect. So let's see the chat. So maybe some of you guys do some physical activity. I know a lot of you are in Special Olympics, so swimming. Brittany, what are some other ways that you stay active? Bocce ball, fantastic. Gymnastics, bocce ball. I don't think that's all one sport, right? It's gymnastics and bocce ball, or else that'd be a lot. Swimming, golf, soccer, bowling, amazing. So I know one of my main physical activities that I like to do in the summer is run, but in the winter I actually hate running and I like doing hiking up mountains. Kayla likes walks. Track, a lot of bocce ball players. That's great. Cardio and weightlifting. Whoa, that's awesome. So what about if you don't want to engage in actually like a sport? What's another way that we can get active? Because there's some people that just really don't like physical activity or sports, but it's important that we maintain activity in our lives. So what are other ways we can do that? Weightlifting, softball, bowling. I know for me, sometimes gardening, that can be pretty active. We were out doing some gardening this weekend and I was exhausted by the end of it. Dancing, listening to music, if housework, yes. So I think the purpose of this activity is just to show that sometimes we might not want to play a sport, or we might not want to engage in a specific physical activity because we're either bored of it or we don't feel like it. But it's important to know that there's other ways we can be active. So gardening, housework are great examples. So my next question is, why do you engage in physical activity? So for me, I know I engage in physical activity because it makes me feel better. I feel happier, to keep in shape, Kayla. It's fun. Alexandra, I'm with you. I find physical activity. Hansel says it makes him feel good. I can definitely relate. It's fun. Sometimes I like it when I'm really bored. Brittany says less stress, mental health. Oh, Laura, that's a great one. So Laura said having a break from my homework. I like that. So it's really good. Sometimes I find when I'm stuck or I'm bored, the task I'm doing, it might not be homework, but might be work. It's really nice to kind of get up and jiggle my brain around and go for a walk. Awesome. So if you had to tell somebody why physical activity is good or promote physical activity, what might you say? How would you encourage others to be active? Oh, Kim, that's a good one too. It's something to do throughout the day instead of being on my phone. So Alexandra says it helps you lose weight. So if that's a concern, then definitely. But why else might you tell people? How else can we encourage others around us to be active? You can tell them it makes you feel better, for sure.
I think a big one for me, Bri, is I get to meet new people too and kind of interact with new people, which is always a big one.
Absolutely. And that's so important. There's a team that my friend sent me that I'm thinking of joining so I can make new friends, not so much like the sport aspects bonus, but I really want to do it because I want to meet people. Lizzie says it helps hold each other accountable. That's also good because if you made promise with your friend to be active, then you're more likely to do it. I know that's how it works for me anyway. Helped you stay healthy. Awesome. Well, I think that we have reached a consensus that physical activity is really good for us. So now I'm going to transition into the mindfulness piece because, as I'm sure all of you are aware, mindfulness can actually help us become better athletes mentally and physically. So sometimes it helps us to get in the right mind space, and then we can engage better in our physical activity. Does anybody have experience of putting mindfulness and physical activity together? Maybe I'll take a unmuting and somebody can share that experience with me before we move on to mindful movement. Can we take April? Maybe I can unmute. There you go, April. Why don't you tell us how you incorporate mindfulness in your physical activity?
Hi. So sometimes before my races, I will like imagine a race in my head type thing.
Yeah. And what does that do to your
Race in my
performance?
head.
That's awesome. And how does that impact your performance?
Well, I can kind of like see how it might go. I'm a swimmer, so my races are pretty simple to visualize.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing. Okay, I saw Tara's hand come up next. Tara, can you unmute yourself here? Unmute.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Sorry, I was unmuting the wrong person. Okay, go ahead, Tara. Tell us how you incorporate mindfulness with your physical activity.
Like do mindful activities and get yourself ready.
Yep. And how does that help?
Doing like the breathing.
So sometimes a lot of athletes will practice deep breathing. So I know for me, sometimes if I'm really anxious before an activity, like before hiking, where I get a little bit nervous because you go really high and it's a bit scary, I'll practice my breath and I'll do some deep breathing. And what Hansel's going to do later on will be really important for that.
I want to say hello to Hansel really quick. I forgot to say hello to him as well and ask him how he's doing.
That's awesome, Tara. Go ahead, Hansel.
Sorry, I was going to say nice to see you, Tara.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to take one more person before we go into our activity, but those that don't get to speak, don't worry, you'll have another opportunity throughout the session. So what about Brittany?
Hello.
Hi, Brittany.
I encourage people to basically, when I'm stressed, I listen to relaxing, stress relief music. And I lie there and take deep breaths while I'm listening to it. And it helps me calm down when I have stress or anxiety.
Amazing. And what about before sport? Do you find it helps before physical activity to do that sometimes?
Yes, when I'm bowling in a competition, I find it very frustrating, but I do some mindfulness for that to prepare for competition.
Amazing. Well, thanks for sharing. And I just want to know, I mean, mindfulness can be very different to everybody. So I noticed Brittany put in the chat that she likes to play with her cats. And I think that's a really great way to engage in mindfulness as well. So it's all different for everybody. So why don't we start with some mindful movement? And so I won't be able to do it because if I move too much, then you won't be able to hear me, but Hansel will demonstrate everything in case you have some confusion around the movements, or you can try and put something in the chat and I'll try and pay attention to it. Okay. So the movement, the practice that we're going to be doing is called mindful movement. So this is a practice of moving your body slowly with great care and attention to what is happening in the present moment. As you go through each movement, pay attention, be curious, be compassionate to all the messages and the sensations that arise in your body. So anytime that you notice stress or tension, bring special attention to that part of the body. So I want you to breathe deeply in and out that part of the body that you feel tension. If you have any health issues or injuries, or if you have any pain during any of these movements, don't force yourself to do it. Instead, you can modify the movement so that it works for your body, or feel free to skip it entirely. And instead, you can practice mindfulness by sitting or standing. Okay. So I want everybody to stand like a mountain. So we're going to stand like a mountain, standing tall. Feel your feet firmly rooted on the ground. Your head reaching towards the sky. Stable and solid. I want you to take a deep breath in and out mindfully. And when you take the deep breath in, I want you to fill the entire body. This time, when you breathe in, I want you to think, I know that I am breathing. When you breathe out, say, I know that I am breathing out. And if you're not able to stand, you can do this also sitting in a chair. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now we're going to move on to our shoulders. So I want you to roll your shoulders forward and up. So as you breathe out, bring your shoulders backwards. As you breathe in, move your shoulders outwards. So the opposite direction. So each time you move your shoulders, coordinate your breath. So if you're moving your shoulders up, take a deep breath in. If you're going to move your shoulders down, take a deep breath out. And continue at your own pace. And I want you to notice any sensations in your shoulders. And continue to breathe mindfully, rolling your shoulders forward as you breathe. And now I want you to say, rolling my shoulders. I'm aware that I'm rolling my shoulders. Now allow your shoulders to relax, coming back to the neutral position. Now we're going to roll our neck. So begin rolling your neck in one direction. Breathe in and breathe out. So rolling your neck forward and down, looking towards the floor. Breathing in, rolling to the right, and then breathing out as you roll forward and down. Gently notice any sensations in your neck. Coming back to a neutral, relaxing position, check in with your body and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now I'd like you to stretch your arms. So with the next breath in, bring your arms to the side and then up over your head. So now your hands are above your head and your fingers pointing up. Breathing out, bring your palms down in front of you. Palms facing down so your arms are at the side again. So I'd like you to continue with that pattern. So bring your arms up and breathe. And bringing your arms down and breathe out. So breathe in when you go up and breathe out when you go down. And we can do this for 3 times. Sorry about that. Okay. So as you finish that, we're going to do some mindful walking. So what I'd like everybody to do is take 3 steps forward at whichever pace you want. But each time you step, I want you to coordinate it with your breath. So 1 step, breathe in. And the next step, breathe out. And while you do this, I want you to pay attention to the sensations on the bottom of your feet. Are you wearing socks? Are your socks rubbing against your feet? Or are you barefoot and your toes are cold? And continue doing this, breathing in with each step and breathing out with the next step. Now make this your last 3 steps. And when you're done, come back to your seat. So take a seat and we're going to do one last mindful movement and it's going to be a twist. So first let's twist to our left and you're just going to move your body to one side. And while you do that, I want you to pay attention to all the sensations and what's stretching your arms and take a deep breath in and out on that side. Now I'd like you to do it on the other side. So feel what's being stretched. Pay attention to your breath as you breathe in and out. And when you're done that, you can face your normal direction And what I'd like us all to do is take 3 deep breaths. But as we do that, I want everybody to pay attention to the sensations in their body, starting from all the way from their forehead down to their toes. So check in with your entire body. Ask yourself, how does my body feel now? Take another moment to scan through your entire body from head to toe. So notice any areas where you might have tension. Notice any areas that your body feels very relaxed. Let's take a final breath in and say, I am aware of my body. As you breathe out, you can smile and say, thank you to my body and my mind. And this is an expression of self-compassion for your body as well as your mind. So sometimes after that practice, I love just kind of shaking everything out. And before I give the mic back to Hansel, I'd love to hear everybody's experience of what the things they liked, maybe the things they didn't like. So maybe we can see who has something to say. So Kayla, I see your hand is up. Did you want to tell us how you felt?
I felt really relaxed and calm and peaceful. And it really helped my body because I listened to my body all the time.
Oh, that's amazing. Was there any part of it that you liked more than others?
No, I liked it overall.
Great. Okay, what about Leonka? I hope I said your name right. Thanks, Kayla.
Hello.
Hi.
My favorite thing was the mindfulness of the whole body, but I liked twisting.
Oh, great. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, why don't we do one more? Kennedy, let's hear from you.
Hi.
Hi.
I liked everything except when I was rolling my shoulders. I just felt like really kind of stressed in my shoulders. So I don't know if that's a bad thing or not.
Oh, you know what, Kennedy? I had the same thing when I was rolling my shoulders. I found that I was holding a lot of tension. So I think now, and maybe you can do this too, is I'm going to be more mindful of what tension I'm holding and try and release that in my shoulders, because that same thing happened to me.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm glad that I'm not the only one.
Well, thank you, everybody. And everybody else, feel free to use the chat and I'll be reading those. But I know Hansel has some really great activities planned for the remaining duration, so I don't want to take up any more time. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ree. That was awesome. Honestly, I've also had a really busy day, so it was nice to kind of take those few minutes to move my body. I've been sitting for most of the day. So it's really nice to just even for a few minutes to move. So that was really good. And I love everyone sort of coming in and sharing their experience. That's really, really awesome. So we're going to move on now to, I guess, one of my favorite mindfulness practices. And I know some of you like it, so we'll try it out. Before we start, kind of going back to what Bri said, some activities will be perfect for some people. Some of them might not be so much. So I know we have a toolbox of all of the activities that we've done. So feel free to, if this one isn't for you, to try out different mindfulness practices, something that makes you feel good and something that's really just for you. So make sure you take those moments and find those activities. So, but for today, we're going to be starting with our hot chocolate breathing. So just based on that, can anyone give me a hands up if you haven't practiced this before? or if this would be your first time with the hot chocolate breath. I think everyone looks like has done it before. Perfect. So the nice thing about the hot chocolate breath, it's really nice and easy, and we can do it anywhere. So we can do it before a game, we can do it in bed, we can do it with friends. It's just a really easy way for us to focus on our breath and to stay calm. So before we start, make sure that you guys are all in a nice, comfortable position. Your chair, a couch, with a pet, anywhere that you feel comfortable. Feel free to close your eyes or keep them open. But as we start, we can focus our attention to the magic of our mind. I want everyone to visualize a nice hot chocolate right in front of us. Imagine the color of your cup. See the nice brown drink inside. Imagine the smell of the hot chocolate coming from that cup. For now, we can start by inhaling through our nose, trying to smell the hot chocolate flavor coming out. So when you're ready, breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth, blowing on the hot chocolate as if you're trying to cool it down. Breathing in, it's so hot that we need to cool it down before we drink it. Breathing out. Smell the hot chocolate. Inhaling, breathing in, breathing out. Continue at your own pace. Breathing in, breathing out. And as you continue breathing, remind yourself, I am calm, I am strong. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling that hot chocolate come into your mouth, feeling the taste, smell, that warmth around your hand. So let's take a couple breaths together. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Your hot chocolate is almost ready. Breathing in, breathing out. As you continue breathing, feel the warmth of the cup transferring to your body, your hands, your elbows, keeping you nice and warm. When you're ready, feel free to open your eyes, bring in your attention back to your screen. Perfect. So if you're not ready yet, that's okay. Feel free to take a few moments to continue your practice. But if you are ready, I would love to hear how everyone felt during their session or their practice there. Awesome. So we'll get a few going. So we saw Tara's.
I felt relaxed.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear, Tara.
Yes, it is. And I'm happy to see you again.
Thanks, Tara.
You're welcome.
Oh, sorry, I clicked on Cassie.
I felt super relaxed doing that.
Oh, that's so great to hear. I'm glad that helps.
And when we were talking like a trip to the Edmonton Valley Zoo today, I was thinking about that last night before going to bed.
Yeah, and that's sort of
Yeah.
the thing, right? We can really do it anywhere. And I know I saw a few people driving, I think earlier, so we can do it in the car with our friends or family. So it's really a nice practice that we can do anywhere. So thanks for sharing, Cassie.
You're welcome.
Awesome. I see Brittany.
I feel relaxed and knowing that I'm going to get a good sleep tonight.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome. Good to hear. Thanks, Brittany. All right, so we'll do 2 more for now.
I feel relaxed.
Oh, that's so great, Jordan.
I was doing a lotus breathing when I was in Scotland, Edinburgh, Scotland.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm so glad.
Like opening the petal, like just like a flower, and closing the petal while going to sleep.
Yeah, that's
Breathe.
awesome. I'm glad you used it for sleep too. So Jordan gave us an awesome example there. They did it in Edinburgh, Scotland. So that's really cool. All right, so I think we'll do 1 more for now. Or Jordan.
Yeah. The rest of my body, I feel calm, but with my mindfulness sometimes, often and on, sometimes I have friends to help me sometimes, but sometimes I do it by myself.
Mhm.
So I have a soft sound machine and anxiety coloring book.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Jordan, that was a really good point too. I mean, we're practicing all together here virtually, but this is something that we can do together in person, with friends, with family, with anyone that's sort of in your life. So great example. Thanks, Jordan.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'm going to move on to sort of my next little question here. But I'll sort of open up the chat for everyone, but could someone share sort of an experience where they practice before, a game, a competition, any event like that? Feel free to put it in the chat and we can talk about it if that's all right. So I guess we can go with Laura if that's all right there.
For me, I like to do mindfulness as I hike, because it's like every step I take, I think in my mind, and you guys can try this. If you notice, I'm painting at the moment as well. So I'm also kind of being mindful in my painting.
That's awesome. Yeah, those are both really great examples. Being in nature, I think, for Bri, for myself, like those are really big one for us to help us relax too. So thanks, Laura. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I will see Tara.
I use it every day.
That's awesome. Perfect. That's yeah, those are something that we can do in a few minutes. And like I said, today I didn't get to stretch much, but during Bri's sort of practice, it kind of helped me relax, and it was just a few minutes, right? So it's really important for us to try it out whenever we can.
Yeah. At my house, it's kind of a little bit stressful right now.
Yeah, so this is something that we can make time for sometimes when it works. Thanks, Tara. Perfect. So I think we still have a little bit of time. So I'm just gonna pull up here. Sorry, I'm just pulling up document here. So I know we tried it last time, and Jordan gave us a bit of an example here, but we're going to focus on a lotus breath. So having our palm in the front or our hands out like this, picture it. If you're closing it, picture a flower kind of opening up like a lotus, opening and closing. So taking the time to focus your breath as your hand open and closes. Syncing your breath, breathing in as you open, breathing out as you close. Continue picturing the lotus breath, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Focus on the sensation in your stomach as your belly expands with air, and then breathing out. Feel free to continue with your hands or continue breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling the sensation of your belly rising, paying attention of your breath through your nose, in your belly, and in your hand. Taking this time to also remember you are strong, you're confident, breathing in and breathing out. When you're ready, bringing your attention back to the screen. If you'd like to continue, that's okay too. All right. So how many people could feel sort of that sensation in their belly or their nostrils? Bri, awesome. Lots of people. Tara said that I like this one. Yeah, different exercises depending on how long your day is. Right. Did anyone find it hard to pay attention? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Was it hard to picture sort of a lotus flower for anyone? No? Awesome. That's great to hear. Perfect. So I'm just checking the chat here. So before we move on, I guess, which of the two activities that everyone likes? So we had the lotus breath for the mindfulness breathing, and then we had the hot chocolate breath for the mindfulness breathing as well. If you'd like to share, feel free to put it in the chat. Yeah, flower. Nice. Chocolate breathing. Would this be something you'd like to try for your competitions, for sometimes when you feel, not so relaxed? Awesome. Dylan, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, so it's really important for us to find things that make us feel good, right? Both mentally and physically. So thanks for sharing that, Dylan. Awesome. Bri, I'm not sure if we wanted to open up to the floor for anyone to sort of share their experience or anything like that. Or now we have a bit of time, so.
Yeah, I think we can open it up in terms of maybe mindfulness and physical activity, if anybody has any comments or, suggestions. Yeah. I see some hands up.
Yeah, I see lots. Not sure who was first, but I think maybe Laura Hill.
Hi.
Hi.
So, because I'm just finishing up my schooling to be an EA, I've got 2 months left.
That's awesome.
And I just find just doing all these exercises just helps with, like, it takes a break from my homework, because we're in, like, to be an EA, there's some really tough assignments, and we're getting into the real hard ones right now, because it's a lot of research through the internet and stuff for this module. And so just doing all these, like the hot chocolate one and then that lotus flower one, really helped a lot to kind of it takes your stress away from trying to focus on school.
Oh, that's awesome. Good to hear, Laura. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Love your background.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, even though it's pouring rain out there right now, but oh well. It'll help the garden grow.
Yeah. Thanks, Laura.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm just going to jump in because Laura said something about the rain, but I found when Hansel was doing the breathing techniques, because I can hear the rain from the room I'm sitting in, I use that incorporated into my mindfulness, which was really nice. So I like the sound of the rain. So I was kind of breathing with that sound. I don't know if I did a good job explaining it, but I really liked it, and I found it was a really nice mindfulness exercise for me.
Yeah, I was also doing that a little bit, well, because I could hear it. So awesome. So we'll do maybe, a few more, and then we can do just the last 2 slides that we have. So I'll do Megan. I think I clicked that. There we go.
Yeah, so I have a question. What I kind of found from the mindfulness techniques was good for my breathing. And also my question is, I was a bit upset. There was a little bit that I got during the last week. And so from tonight, the breathing kind of helps me and stuff. So what would be good ways to avoid not getting upset for like a whole week?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Megan. I think it just depends sort of on the person. We all have different strategies and things that we can use to, make us feel better and sort of not feel stressed. So there's sort of different tools that we can use, and having friends that can provide with some assistance, and some family members as well. So yeah, that's a really tough question. I would say there's lots of different things. Maybe there's
I had a little talk around with my friend last night, and so she kind of helps me a little bit to calm down as well. So
awesome. Thanks, Megan. So let's see who hasn't gone yet. Lori.
Okay, so hi, sorry about being late. I totally forgot that it started at 7.
That's okay.
To everyone in Peak, if you can't sleep tonight, try opening your window and listen to the rain. It's very peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
It can relax your mind.
Awesome. Thanks, Lori. That's correct. Yeah, that's 100% for sure. Thank
Stupid rain is it's closing a lot of things. I went by like McCall today and their gates are closed and locked.
Oh.
Scary.
Yeah. Hopefully everything's okay. Thanks, Lori.
Yep.
So I'm just going to share my slide here again. So here we have, yeah, kind of like all of you athletes. It's really important for us to practice our mindfulness. So feel free to try it, sometime in the home before a competition. Practicing is sort of really important for us to, continue doing that and just make it a bit of a habit that we kind of do every day. And if practicing sometimes can be hard, another good option is to, teach someone or practice it with someone so that they learn it, which then helps you to practice it again. All right, so I'm not sure, Bri, did you have anything else that you wanted to add or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's been really great practicing mindfulness with everybody. And I really enjoy incorporating movement into mindfulness. So thank you for doing that practice with me. And I think that based on this slide, what I'm going to do going forward is I'm going to try and do something mindful each day. So tomorrow, I think my goal is when I have my coffee is really focus on each sip. So like mindfully drink my coffee. And I encourage you guys to maybe think of some things that you can do this week mindfully to incorporate mindfulness into your day. And I think that's all I have to say. Thanks again, guys.
Awesome. I'm just going to turn it over to the next slide here. Can everyone see that okay? So that is the points or the password, sorry, for today. Maybe we can put it in the chat. So I'll leave that on for another minute here, and then I think the rest we can put in the chat so that it's there for us. Yeah, it was really awesome to see everyone. Always really nice to see, all the familiar faces, new faces.
We just want to say thanks to you both for coming today and for walking us through another great mindfulness session. I know in the Facebook group, we always get a ton of messages about the athletes doing their hot chocolate breathing and the lotus breathing. So we have social club on Thursday, and then we also next Monday we'll be back with Frank. So we hope to see you guys then, and you guys have a great week. Thank you.